All right, everybody, we are back with another one. We are, oh, look, weird. We're at Bud Pell playing the blue pads. This is Kai Kim. He is a up-and-coming crusher. He's 16 years old, and he throws left-handed. He's super good. This is Trevor McCleskey. You guys saw him once before. And then this is Silas. He is a 14-year-old who has a 400-plus foot forehand. It's pretty cool to watch. And then here is the old guy on the card, throwing a backhand right into the woods. So hole one from the blue pad is way different than it is from the red pad. It's a big ante. You can definitely leave your drive too straight, and that's what pretty much everybody did here. I was down in the little cavern down there, and I hit a pretty good window to get up and down for my par there. Kai converting on a really good birdie there. Trevor's down in the junk down there, as you can see. Pretty hard to get a bid on it. This is Silas's forehand that skipped off a branch. Ended up converting that too. This is hole 2 is actually a little bit difficult from... Got a little shank job, but a great reaction to put him right back in the middle. And then, but anyways, yeah, hole 2 from the blue pad is a little bit difficult because... I mean, you got a Mando right, and then basically the Mando tree on the right, and then basically I would say it's basically like a double Mando, because if you go through any of that stuff on the left, like, you're not going to get a birdie. Like, it's just, there's so much stuff to hit right by Three's basket right there. Silas put a move on a Cloudbreaker 2 there. Kai threw an MD3. That was a TL3 from Trevor. I'm throwing my Night Strike FD. Try and get a nice little hyzer flip up the gut. And I hyzer flip it, and you can't see it because it's directly behind my body, but I somehow got through all of the stuff on the left and got into a pretty decent position, honestly. So I think getting up and down from here for a lefty is a little bit more difficult. The drive plays a little bit better for them because they can just smash a hyzer right up the gut. And then it'll end up hyzering out past the 2 Mando trees. But Kai threw a Cloudbreaker there trying to get to the basket maybe, and I think it's just a little bit more difficult to get to the basket. Trevor had no run-up, so he had to throw a standstill flex forehand. That was a Starfire. So I'm throwing a few new discs now. I got a couple infinite discs. This is a Glow Chariot, the mid-range. I like this. This is pretty much right in between my Razor Claw and my Iron Samurai MD3. It's a little bit straighter with some stability to it. So I was throwing a 2017 Firebird, I believe that is. Or that might be his 2020. So yeah, so Kai had to, he took a second to figure out what he wanted to do here. It wasn't too much he could do there. He had a little patent pending step out. Not exactly sure if he's trying to throw a roller. Trevor, yep, that happened. So he's got to lean out, do a little like ultimate hammer throw or whatever it's called, and I actually stopped recording, but it ended up rolling all the way down past the basket on the right. And then here's my long look for a 3, like 60 feet out probably, and right out of my hand I thought that I made it, but left it a little bit short. This is Kai's comebacker for his par, and left it a little high. Okay, so that is a 2020 Firebird that Silas just threw. You don't need to text me and correct me, kid. I got it. That's that Luster Invader that Trevor threw there. That's Silas in the tree right there, having to straddle out. It's a good save for his par. That was gross. That was so gross. Hole 3. This one's a pretty difficult forehand, but Silas has aced this hole twice from gold with the same disc, same exact throw. It's pretty disgusting. He threw a tactic right there, and then I'm throwing my rat like normal, and then you pretty much, I like to play into that tree and then kind of just play Plinko, and I lost because I kicked out to the left. Trevor did pretty much the same thing, except he hyzered out. This is definitely a hard lefty hole. Kai's throwing a flex forehand with a MD5. Got a little bit stable on him pretty quick. This is what we're all left with except for Silas. It's under the basket. That's a great little spin putt right there from Kai. Kai's kind of a hybrid spush putter, I guess you could say. Little spin, little push on it. And low ceiling. That was a really good hit that I was kind of surprised when he made it, honestly. And speaking of surprising, yeah, so that happened. That was a cool little birdie I just took there. 3 birdies on that hole, pretty typical. This hole's cool. I mean, you just get to crush on something. Both Kai and Silas are throwing Cloudbreaker 2s here. Yeah, Kai can throw far, backhand and forehand. Silas has a really far forehand. He's not super comfortable with his backhand for max distance, obviously. I mean, when you can throw a forehand that far. I believe this is either I think this is a Wraith from Trevor. So I'm throwing a new disc. I'm throwing the Vapor Enigma here. Just giving a new disc a try. It's super cool. I know, I like it. A little less stable than I thought it was going to be right out of the box. Here's Silas forehanding something. It's the same color as his tactic. I don't think it is, though, but it might have been. There's me throwing my Glow Chariot again. It didn't turn as much as I wanted it to. I probably should have thrown my MD3 there to get a little more turn out of it. Trevor's off on the left. It really, if you get, there's pretty specific landing zone on this hole. Obviously you can't go right OB, and then if you get in the stuff on the left, it's pretty difficult to get up and get a birdie, maybe even sometimes get up and down for your par. So Kai threw it so far, he's throwing an MD5 for his upshot. It's a pretty good upshot for a lefty. The green slopes super hard down to the left. So yeah, so if you get on the stuff on the left over here, off your tee shot from blue, then this is a very common landing zone. That's a great upshot by him. Silas's look for a 3 and went way long down the hill. Kai's look for a 3, a little short. This is Trevor's look to save a 4. Good connection there. And my upshot ended up down over there by Silas somewhere up in the woods, and I didn't bother recording it because I just pitched up to the basket. Kai had a good comebacker there. So now we're on to the island hole. Kai's throwing a new Firebird that he got for free. Left it a little low. If he would have gotten some height on it, then he would have made it in for sure. Trevor saw that and threw it almost into the pond long.
Why did that feel so short when you left it?
This is a Razor Claw from Silas, I believe. And this is my Razor Claw. Silas made it in. I don't know if you could tell. Couldn't really tell too much from the video. Ooh, and I gave it a little run there. So Kai and Trevor got to go to the drop zone. Kai almost made his. Trevor lining it up. Almost went in too. They almost made him. Good par saves from the drop zone.
Fun.
Silas with a good 2 there. I also tapped in my 2. Hole 6 thrown over the water here. This is a cool hole from all 3 tee pads. From Reds, it's an ace run all day. So I'm throwing my Glow Chariot again.
Do it.
Just want it to get long, get in between the tree. I aim at those 2 trees in the middle. Pretty much just got to miss them. This is a crazy line here. This is an Invictus, I believe, from Silas there. Well, it might have been an Invictus on the last hole too. Kind of hard to tell. I know he's got an orange Invictus and an orange Razor Claw too. So that Firebird again from Kai. This is a Rock 3 from Trevor. Getting up in there. good too right there. This hole's always scary because if you run your putt and if you don't make it and hit the basket, you're pretty much always rolling back down the hill, like 75% of the time probably. So we hit a star frame on that hole,
Oh yeah.
as we should. We should star frame both 5 and 6, but you know, you missed islands sometimes, it's tight. Hole 7, it's a cool hole. Like pretty much forces the right hand forehand here. Kai's able just to throw a Firebird. I believe Silas threw a Firebird as well. This is a Starfire. That Starfire again from Trevor. Perfect out of his hand and hit the last tree. That tree right there in the middle. The last tree to miss to get up to the basket. I threw a Splatter Destroyer. Silas said he was running this for some reason. Trying to get some highlight putts. Oops.
That one.
I put myself in a nice awkward position here. Felt most comfortable just straddling out on a knee here. And just a nice fat air ball. I think I got a birdie on that. Maybe, I don't know. Anyways, this is a hard lefty hole again. He just threw an Essence by Discmania, their new quote-unquote understable fairway driver. Trevor threw it to the moon and I couldn't find it. But
I know,
he put himself in a decent position. Kai smashed past the basket. He's in the woods. It's up the bushes up there past the basket. Not super far away, but not ideal as well. I'm throwing the AJ, 3-line AJ, my go-to. I got good ground play.
Hard putt for Taylor
Put me
Sharps.
just outside the circle, I think. So this is Silas, I think. Throwing forehand, yep. Tough forehand hole. But, I mean, he got some good flight on it, and he got in between that tree and that bush, so he got down pretty close. This is a long run. Almost put it in. It was about 45, 50 feet. So this is Kai, like, I don't know, 60 outside circle 2, probably. 60, 65 feet from here. So he almost went OB long. And then he does that. Look at that. What an insane putt. That's super deathy, too, for a lefty, because if he misses that, then he's going straight down the hill. That was a great birdie by Silas there. Yeah. And then this happened. This is pretty much the same thing with hole 6. I was talking, if you hit basket and it doesn't go in, then it's probably going to end up doing that. It's a tough pill to swallow, taking anything higher than a 3 on this, and Trevor's going to have to end up taking a 5.
Got that on film.
I'm just inside the circles, 20, 25 feet probably. And I was scared. Didn't commit to it. I didn't roll, though. After airballing once, you step up, don't take your time. You're just going to do that. Nice little birdogey. Hole 9's a sweet hole from blue. It's a lot better from blue than it is from red, I think. It's pretty much the same shot, except it goes to the right. Elevated basket. Silas threw his Razor Claw. Kai is throwing a Lux Link. This is a Harp from Trevor. I'm flicking my MT5. hit the gap pretty good. Hit a tree and knocked it down over there. Trevor just pitching up. I was sitting there looking at this, and I said, why not? You know, casual round, nothing on the line. Why not? Decent bid. Gave it the height, which is good. So it's Silas back in the woods there. It's great too from Kai. More fun putting stuff. I don't know if you guys can hear it in the video, but there's something outside that's ringing a bell, like sleigh bells or something, and it's, you know, September. Living in Bremerton is awesome.
What?
This is another tough lefty hole.
Bulk move out?
I think, you know, the play is just taking a nice straight putter mid-range, just hitting the gap up the gut with the right hand backhand. Trevor does it pretty good. He gets in the stuff up above the basket, which is honestly, that's a good landing zone because that's typically where it won't roll out. Throw him a rat and I shank it a little bit. I get through most of it. Where Silas ended up. Trying to match the grade of the hill. I like that play there. Guy stretching out, giving it a run, a little high. And he's pretty lucky to not roll all the way down into the field. If I recall, I'm pretty sure he rolled a little bit down by the fence over there. Yeah, you can see his disc there. This is Trevor's look for a 2. Up above it all. Chained out. Little weak side, but could have stuck. A great par save by Silas. It's a ballsy run, that's for sure. Here I am just outside the circle. Gave it a run, and there was a branch in my way, and so I was like, all right, you know, I got to putt hard, get through it. And I hit the branch, and it didn't obstruct my putt at all, and I blasted past the basket. Once again, pretty fortunate to not roll all the way down the hill, and then to convert on that putt felt super good. So hole 11, this is the hardest hole on the course for sure. It definitely eats some people's lunch. The par 5 that goes up to the right and then out into the field and then up to the left through a tunnel, blah, blah, blah. Not one of my favorite holes, that's for sure. It's definitely a tough hole. Trevor put a good
You're right in the middle.
drive up there in the middle.
2 tweets.
I pretty much think it's a 4-hand hole off the tee from both red and blue. A decent drive there. It was a little more inside than I wanted it to be. That's where Kai's drive ended up through a 4-hand roller, and it got the wrong angle, but making forward progress.
Right in the middle.
Yeah, and then he's looking straight into the woods. He's just trying to throw a spike hyzer to get up into the middle of the fairway. And here we go. All right, another 4-hand roller. Making forward progress still, though. It's good. All right, now he got to where he was trying to get off his drive. Just a little harp up shot from Trevor there, I think, just to get up to the middle. I'm not exactly sure what that is. Maybe a destroyer of some sort. It's pretty stable, whatever it is. All right, Kai's looking at, once again, another 4-hand roller. He's going to get one of these to work out. And that went past the temporary basket, and that's in the woods over by hole 12. I got this nice little gap. I'm throwing my Enigma here. And I actually hit it. I was pretty surprised to hit that gap, honestly. Put me up pretty close. Put me like circle 2. Trevor throwing an Annie 4-hand. Got the nose angle incorrect on it. All right, so now Kai's in circle 2 finally. Silas put a nice, great bit on that, right up under the basket. Both me and Kai are right here next to each other. I thought he made that right out of his hand. I was like, man, this kid's putting is insane today. So I was outside the circle here for sure, about 50 feet, 45, 50 feet, and I wanted to jump it, but it was kind of difficult too with that downed log right there. So hole 12 was just a little hyzer shot, and Silas throwing forehand roller. I mean, it plays, you know, there's a lot of stuff to hit and miss and whatnot, you know, but the forehand roller definitely plays on this hole. And that is what you don't want to do. You do not want to, you have to make it past the red bed on this one, otherwise it's really tough to get up and down for your par. I believe that was a gator from Trevor there. Guy's flicking that Firebird again and absolutely smashed it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Left him in a pretty good spot. So I had this little gap right here. This is the gap that you look through when you're teeing off from red.
Okay, all the way through.
And there's a little bit of smack talk.
Let's go.
And I pimped it. I hit the gap perfectly. Got me up by the basket. In that little bush up there.
Nice layup.
Silas just smartly laying up there. That's where Kai's drive ended up. And we both agreed, man, like if it wouldn't have hit that branch, that line looks super good. Silas putting super hard there, little weak side. These chain stars aren't the best baskets, but that could have stuck. I left mine a little bit too high. You couldn't really tell, but I was like in that bush, and I was completely straddled out on the other side, down on a knee. And then there's Kai throwing that essence again. There's Silas's shot. He ends up hitting that tree, and it just absolutely just get wrecked right there. Like, rolled straight OB. Like, that could have, you know, curled up, sat, whatever, you know, but...
Also gets muggy.
No, so let me give you a little insight to what I'm thinking here. You know, I haven't played blues in a long time because of throw pink. And right in my head, I'm like, man, I haven't thrown OB off this tee in a really long time. Like, right as I'm in my backswing. And, you know, I early release and potentially throw OB there. So I go to re-tee, basically, and
provisional.
Say it's a provisional, you know, just in case. Just in case I'm inbound somewhere. So I got a Glow Thunderbird in my hand here. And I actually throw it exactly how I wanted to throw my PD. So this is where Silas went out. So he's taking the risky route, the forehand up the gut here. And he gets through. It was a good upshot right there. So this is where my re-tee ended up. I was out of bounds. So I'm just flicking up my MD5 just to put me in a spot, just to pitch up, get my bogey, and walk away. Or math is hard. I double bogey, I think. So I'm trying to make this. Tell myself that's what I wanted to save my bogey right there, and almost did.
That's fun.
Good upshot. The razor claw upshot here. Maybe that's his tactic. Couldn't tell. This is Kai's birdie look, I believe. Oh, yeah, putt. It's a good putt. Just put it up high and let the disc do the work. Silas tapping in as well. This hole's always fun. You just get to unload on one here. Kai did not turn his over at all, and he's way over by Gold 8's tee pad. I assume that was a cloud breaker too. This is a race from Trevor. He throws a lot of race. He likes them. It's a tough forehand hole because you got to throw it at the OB and then have it fade out towards all the crap on the right. But Silas put a pretty much perfect drive right in the middle. Cloud breaker too. I'm throwing that Enigma again. And I let off a little bit on the angle because on hole 4 it almost turned over too much and went OB. And I didn't put enough angle on it. So new disc, still learning it. So we're going to miss Kai this entire time pretty much because he's playing hole 7 backwards. Silas got through, I think, there. Couldn't really tell. Oh, yeah, so Kai just threw his upshot out there, and he threw it too good. One of his upshots, he threw 1 or 2 shots to get up to where he was, and then he threw his upshot too good and completely hit the gap super good and went OB long there. Trevor got a nice 3, Silas with a nice 3. I also got a nice 3. We didn't record it, but I had like a 45-footer, 45-foot jump putt that I ended up hitting to save my 3. Felt pretty good to get that. Trevor's lining up his drive. I believe that's a Starfire again. And it's so hard for me to film that disc. This is another tough forehand hole because you got to throw right at OB. So it's impressive how good his forehand is. It really is. Being 14 years old, I'm ripping on my 3-line AJ like usual. Put it on some hyzer, rip it hard straight at the basket, let it stand up. Put me about 20 feet away. This is where Kai's drive ended up. He threw that essence again. This is a tough lefty hole too because you got to push the left side or just throw a big turnover. Silas left his a little bit high. We had a couple par tap-ins. I ended up hitting my birdie as well. Silas was throwing another forehand roller. I like it. I mean, it plays, like I said, just like on hole 12. It's a little bit difficult, though. You don't want it to curl up too soon. And Kai's throwing a putter.
Yeah, I would have.
We had a little bit of smack talk going on here. I think Kai went OB. Pretty sure he did.
I don't know where it
I think
went.
Trevor went close to OB, if I remember correctly. Throw my splatter destroyer here.
It was actually about to park.
And I crushed past the basket. Ooh, Silas tried running that one in. No. It was a good look, though. Good bid, though. It looked good.
I think this is like actually the furthest way I've ever been from a basket.
So here I am saying I think this is the furthest out I've ever been from this basket, and it just so happens that I'm long. Like, usually short left or short or something like that. And how does that happen? How? Man, right out of my hand. I was like, that's such a good run. Silas making this fairway look like it's about 100 feet wide. Hit the last tree that he needed to miss. That was a really good drive by Silas there. Kai's throwing that Lux Link again, and that actually kicked way out in, like, I don't know what happened. An iron branch grabbed it or a squirrel picked it up or something, but it's like way out in 16's fairway. And that was a putter too. Like, that shouldn't have gone that far, I don't think. Trevor's throwing a nice forehand here too. I got one of my favorite discs, the cheat code, the D-Line MD, super flippy mid. Put it on a lot of hyzer out towards the left and then let it do this. Look at this. This is so cool. That's why I love this disc, man. That's such a nice flight. I love watching that thing fly. So, yeah, we'll just say this is where Silas's drive ended up. So here's my look for a 2. There's only, 35 branches in my way. And I actually found a hole, and I was thinking if I hit the gap, then I might have a chance to go in. So I just want to say real quick, this is hole 18. You guys know it, but I haven't really been posting too much. I haven't been playing too much because of all this smoke. I have pretty bad asthma, and it definitely affects me. And so, I'm not playing every day like I used to. And when I am, I'm trying to focus a little bit more on my game than recording because my game has been pretty lackluster lately. But once all this stuff goes away, I'm not exactly sure how much I'll be posting due to weather, but I'm definitely going to try and get out and do as much as I can. Also being unemployed right now because of all the COVID stuff, definitely helps because, you know, I don't have a schedule. I do nothing all day long. But I got a job interview on Monday or Tuesday that I'm going to be going to. So hopefully my schedule can stay open a little bit. I really like the support that I've been getting out on the course. All people come up to me, hey, you know, thanks for posting this, thanks for posting that. It really helps because I'm from out of town or whatever, blah, blah, blah. You know, that's super cool to hear. Like, I wouldn't have imagined that I'd have people coming up to me and being like, hey, your videos help me, blah, 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 or whatever, you know. Like, it's super cool. Like, I didn't think that, like I said, I didn't think that it was going to get to that point. It's starting to. I got 50 subscribers, 50 plus subscribers now, which is super cool. I'm going to do a little promotion here. I want to do a giveaway of some sort at 100 subscribers. So if you're watching this, make sure to like the video, throw some comments on here. Let me know what you guys want to see. We're going to be filming some specialty rounds. We're not going to be doing just normal rounds here anymore. Well, I mean, we are, but I want to do a few good ones. Like, I might steal a couple ideas from Simon's vlogs because they're super cool. But
That's
yeah, go ahead, drop a like, drop a subscribe, you guys. Drop some comments. Like I said, let me know what you like, what you don't like, blah, 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 whatever. And I definitely read all of them. So don't think that your comment will go unnoticed. So here's